past August, I was invited by Samsung to attend the Unpacked event in Brooklyn, New York, where they announced the Note 10 as well as the Galaxy Tab S6 and what I have here today, the Samsung Galaxy Book S. Yes, it's been delayed and I finally got my hands on it. It came into the studio yesterday and I've been putting it through its paces ever since. It's running the all-new Snapdragon 8cx, an improvement over other ARM chips that have been running on Windows laptops in the past. So I'm hoping for a better improvement out of it. I like its gorgeous looks, its beautiful display, and yes, so far I am really impressed with that LTE. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is my unboxing and first look at Samsung's all-new Galaxy Book S. Coming up. Want to see more videos like this? Why not hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell. This way you'll be alerted every time I upload a new video. Make sure you follow me on my social media, especially Twitter and Instagram. That's where I post all the latest updates. And in the interest of transparency and full disclosure, I'm not being paid by Samsung. I'm not being sponsored by Samsung. All the opinions you're about to hear are my own, and no one is seeing this video before its release. This unit was purchased with my own money. I did not receive a review unit from Samsung. And with that out of the way, let's find out what you get inside the box. Let's open it up. Lifting the lid, you're greeted by the unit itself. We'll get to that in just a moment. You get a super fast charge adapter with a USB-C cable. You also get a USB-C to A adapter and some documentation. Now the first impression I get holding this for the first time is wow, super premium, extremely thin and light, and razor sharp in terms of looks. I absolutely love it. It comes in two different colors, earthy gold, and what I have here today, mercury gray. I'm a big fan of that mercury gray. Now in the United States, you can use this on Verizon or Sprint, and I was able to test it out on the Google Fi network, which utilizes the T-Mobile network. So that means it'll work on T-Mobile, and it should work on AT&T as well, but I didn't get a chance to check it out. And as we always do, let's check out the port selection. We'll start off on the left side where you'll find a 3.5mm audio jack, a USB-C port that supports data, charge, and display out, and the SIM tray that houses the LTE SIM as well as your microSD card slot for storage expansion. Moving over to the right side is a second USB-C port. Again, it supports data, charge, and display out. That's it for ports on this laptop. All right, let's talk about the display, and so far I'm really impressed with it. It's bright, it's sharp, it's crisp. It's a 13.3-inch multi-touch display, and I am super impressed with it. I absolutely love it so far. It's a really good resolution because you're going to get maximum battery life, and it's still sharp at the same time. So that's a winning combination. And I love the super slim bezels, giving it a very modern look. It's very sleek looking as well. That's good. Now, because this is running on ARM, I'm not able to test the display as I normally do on other Windows laptops, but I can tell you, just looking at it, based on my experience, this is a very good display in terms of the color gamut. It really gets bright. It's everything you'd want. So far, very good. I'm impressed. So this is the front-facing camera on the all-new Samsung Galaxy Book S. I'm really impressed with it so far. Thin, light, always on LTE. What more can you ask? Now, as far as this webcam is concerned, 720p, 30 frames per second, good for Skype, good for video conferencing. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comments section below. Now, the power button doubles as a fingerprint scanner, and it's working really well so far. Great for Windows Hello login. Now, when it comes to the keyboard, well, it's a bit on the shallow side. It may take some getting used to. It really is shallow. It reminds me a little bit of the 12-inch MacBook. But having said that, I think this is better. It's a multi-stage backlight that allows you to get work done in a dark room or a dimly lit environment, although I wish it did get a little bit brighter in terms of the backlight. And it has a precision touchpad, which I found very responsive. It had a decent size to it, and it really worked well as far as two-finger scrolling is concerned, and all the gestures worked as advertised. I'm really impressed with the touchpad. Now, there are two speakers on the Galaxy Book S. They're towards the bottom on the sides, and I gotta say, fantastic sound coming out of this extremely thin and light laptop. AKG tuned, meaning you're gonna get some really rich sound, good bass, good mids, fills up the room rather nicely in terms of volume. I am super impressed with the audio. Well, by now you're probably wondering, well, how's the performance? How's that new Snapdragon 8cx chip going to treat this laptop? Well, the answer is it's actually pretty good so far. Again, I just done my initial testing. I still have a lot more to do. And Windows and ARM has gotten a lot better with this new chipset. I can tell you that. Now, what you're looking at here is the equivalent, I would say, of a Core i5 from last year. And that's actually pretty good. Everything seems pretty snappy and fluid. And I was able to put the new Edge browser, which is based on the Chromium platform, and I can tell you right away it works a lot better than Chrome on it, and it really is optimized for this Windows and ARM. Now, of course, there's going to be issues as far as app compatibility. Not all apps will run on this platform. Not all 64-bit apps, if any, run on it, so you got to keep that in mind. There are some that have been optimized for it by Microsoft, but not all, so that's going to be an issue for some. I will go more in depth in my full review. We'll go over the testing and see how this chipset really performs over the long haul. Now, as far as that SSD is concerned, it got pretty good reads, decent writes. I would say this is pretty snappy, pretty fluid, and it's pretty good. Now, the Galaxy Book S sports a 42 watt-hour battery, and considering its thin and light size, that's a pretty decent size, so we're expecting really good battery life. In fact, Samsung claims up to 24 hours on video playback. I'm not quite expecting that, but I am expecting 12 plus hours, and so far with my initial 24 hours in, I'm seeing that kind of battery life. Of course, I'll give you the final numbers in my full review. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so far so good. My first 24 hours in, I'm pretty impressed with this. I really like its stunning design and build. I like its sharp, bright, full HD touch display. The Snapdragon 8cx is definitely an improvement over the previous ARM chips. Of course, I still need to do more long-term and full testing. I also like its super responsive precision touchpad. Really good expected battery life. I'm expecting 12 plus hours. So far, I'm seeing that and maybe even more. I like its always-on connected LTE. I'm using it with Verizon, and I love its excellent AKG tuned speakers. They are simply outstanding. There are some app compatibility issues still plaguing Windows and ARM, of course. The keyboard is very shallow, and the backlight could stand to be a bit brighter. That's just nitpicking on my part. Again, I need to do my further testing, but so far, I'm really impressed. People, I'm feeling good about this so far, so stay tuned for my full review to get my final verdict. So what do you think about this bad boy, the super thin and light Galaxy Book S? And yes, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's so razor thin. The build quality is rock solid. It weighs a little bit more than 2 pounds. It's a little bit under a kilogram. And I gotta tell you, this thing is amazing in terms of looks. I absolutely love this. I love the gray on this. It looks absolutely stunning in my opinion. Now, as far as performance out of that Snapdragon 8cx, an all new chip from Qualcomm, and I gotta say, so far looking good. I would say it's the equivalent of a Core i5 from last year, and that's pretty good considering where the chips were last year and before that, as far as Windows and ARM is concerned. Now, one of the things that I'm really noticing so far is that the new Edge browser, which is based on the Chromium platform, is running really well on this. It's been well optimized for Windows and ARM by Microsoft. And I gotta say that Edge browser is working great. I really do like it. Now, as far as battery life, now Samsung's claiming up to 24 hours video playback. I'm thinking 12 to 15 hours of mixed use. And so far, my initial 24 hours, this thing is looking like a battery beast. But again, I need to do further testing to confirm that. Remember, this does have a 42 watt-hour battery under the hood. Now, as far as the display is concerned, I'm actually impressed with that 13.3-inch Full HD touch display. It really is sharp, it's bright. Now, I haven't been able to test it because I can't get my software that I use to test the display to run on this since it's not compatible with this type of processor underneath here. So bear that in mind. But based on my experience, based on what I've seen and compared it to other laptops I reviewed in this category, it's bright, covers the color gamut really well, and the vibrancy is there, and it really pops. So I'm really happy with the display. But of course, I will be doing more testing coming soon. Now, I put my Verizon SIM in here, working really well, very fast LTE speeds, looking good. You can use it on Sprint, and I did test it on Google Fi, so that means you can use this on T-Mobile and presumably on AT&T, but I cannot confirm that since I don't have an AT&T SIM to test out, but I'm pretty sure it does work. So it looks like it's an unlocked LTE modem, and that's good. Now, this comes in at $9.99, and considering the great build quality, the thin and light, stunning design, I think it might be worth it. Now, don't expect to do 4K video editing on this. Don't expect to play AAA titles in terms of gaming. That's not what this is for. This is for the road warrior. This is somebody who wants a secondary travel device that wants great battery life, decent performance, but wants to get work done on the road. This might fit the bill. Now, the keyboard is a bit shallow in terms of key travel, but it does have a backlight, although I wish the backlight was a little bit brighter. But those are, again, a nitpicking kind of things. I'm not really slamming it too much so far, but I gotta say, very impressed with this outing by Samsung, and I'm glad they came out with this. I love the form factor, and it really is super gorgeous. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comments section below. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course my website, amdtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMD Tech. See ya. So what do you think about this? Here we go, forgetting what it is again. Galaxy Book S. Okay, this 4, 3, 2, 1. So what do you think about this bad boy? I give up.